Welcome back to another episode of Budget Beauty's main series. I am Lindsay Beatty. I am the creative force and the face behind Budget Beauty, all things Budget Beauty. And so this is our weekly episode. I am back. I'm doing another one. This is like a back-to-back episode, as I said in my previous one. We're doing a back-to-back episode because I did not record one last week. So I recorded one yesterday and I have that one processing, and it's ready to upload. So by the time you guys see this episode, everything should be uploaded. But I am trying to do my makeup 2 days in a row, and I'm going to record again. So here we are. So today I said, well, I'd already recreated my makeup from last weekend where I couldn't do it. So I was like, I'm going to do makeup this today as for my normal episode for the week. I'm going to do probably, so I've been thinking about my Halloween ideas, and I was thinking about Jessica Rabbit. And so I got to watching a few little clips of Who Framed Roger Rabbit earlier, and because I'm a child of the 80s, and so I was around when Who Framed Roger Rabbit was a whole thing, and it was a thing. I didn't particularly like the movie because even though I loved cartoons, and yes, I loved Warner Brothers stuff with Looney Tunes and all of that. I loved that. And I used to watch it every day when I would have dinner, specifically in this house. I did not like Who Framed Roger Rabbit because I didn't like the mix of the animation and the live action. As a child, it bothered me. And I'm not quite sure why. I mean, I also didn't care for Cool World all that much. And I didn't really like... I mean, Space Jam was okay. But I wasn't all that jumped up about Space Jam because of that reason, with the mix of the live animation and the live action and animation together. So, Who Framed Roger Rabbit was a whole thing. And I was like, I guess... and so, I didn't really get into it, but I did like Jessica Rabbit's, like, design. I always thought she was hot. And I was like, bruh, she a cartoon and she hot. So I like that siren style, that bombshell, siren style. So I was like, well, I've been thinking about it especially since I gotten back into doing my makeup. I was like, on a regular basis, I was like, I think I might do Jessica Rabbit. I could do the makeup for it and be fine. So, and you guys have seen me I've done, previously a test run of the purple, that she wears. And so, it was in one of my very early episodes of, Budget Beauty. As a matter of fact, I want to say it was like episode 2 or 3. So I have slowly, improved my skills, and I was like, I'll give it another try and I'll see. So I have been also slowly looking at pieces of the costume that I can get on Amazon, and I have found a dress. And this wig, I probably would use this wig. I would probably just buy another one if I needed to buy another one by the time Halloween came. Now, my only thing is they do not make this wig so far. They do not make this wig in red, and she has red hair, and that's part of the costume is you need to find red hair. So I'd have to find a red wig that is like this, but that's not that hard. And I have red shoes, so I could do it. If I really wanted to, I could do it. But I could also do the makeup part of it. And that was one of the things I was concerned about was, do I know how to do the makeup part of it? And so, I have been watching over some time, how to do the makeup part. So, we're going to attempt to do it again today. And I am wearing a red dress. It is a dress that I bought a couple months ago off of Amazon. It's a short dress. It's not a long dress, but it's a red, I guess skin tight body con dress, I guess. And so I have this dress in black, which I wore the other day when I did my makeup, because I wore it to I wore it out, and I wore a sweater over it. I wore a little short sleeve cardigan over it for my facility visit that I did with work. And then I have this also in pink. And you guys have seen me actually wear the pink version. I've worn the pink version recently for my birthday. And I wore it since, but I wore it for my birthday. So whatever episode that was, the special episode that I did for my birthday, and I did my birthday makeup, I had on that pink dress. I had on the pink version of this dress. So this red version is really cute. It's a smoking red. And so I tend to wear red lipstick and red eyeshadow, or gold, or because red, if I can wear red, I have a very specific red that I wear. And so for the eyeshadow. And so it works now. Because before, like I said, red eyeshadow does not tend to work very well for me. So what we're gonna do, what I decided to do was, I was like, I'll wear a red dress, and I'm gonna use this hair. And I found gold earrings. My mom had some gold earrings that she saved for me in the jewelry box that she left me, and as part of her jewelry. And so I found these, and I remembered I had these because in the movie, as I was watching earlier, she had these gold earrings. She had like gold circle earrings on, so like exactly like this. So I was like, oh, that's right, I do have a pair of those. I think my mom left me some. She did. So I'm gonna try to do my makeup and do it with the hair and see what we can do, because I'm pretty sure if I don't get the red hair, I could do this and wear this and it would be fine. Exactly who I'm supposed to be. Like, it's not that hard. You could probably figure it out. And then of course I would probably promptly go change after our Halloween costume contest at work, because I do not want to particularly sit up and look like Jessica Rabbit all day at work. So I was like, listen, there will be some numbers messed up that day. There might be some numbers messed up that day. So I was like, I mean, it's not a super risque costume, but I don't necessarily want to sit up and look like Jessica Rabbit all day at work. So I don't know. I haven't decided if I'm going to do Jessica Rabbit or if I'm going to do Marilyn Monroe from the 7-Year Itch. But I've kind of narrowed it down to those two. And maybe I might do Ursula from The Little Mermaid, which requires me to do some other things, get some other pieces together. That part is hard because finding the dress is hard for Ursula. You'd have to get a black dress, and it's kind of hard. Like, it actually, I might could do. And the part about Ursula that is weird is having to paint yourself the purple. And see, I don't want to paint myself purple. So that's why Ursula is I don't know if I want to do that type of thing. So I love Ursula, but I don't want to paint myself purple. Painting my face purple would be fine. It's the neck and the arms and all this up here, and that's going to be work. And I don't want to do all that. So yeah, we'll see if I do that, if I decide to do that. What if and when I decide to do Ursula. So, all right, we're going to get started. And I don't know. I know that she has the arched eyebrows. They're like arched up like this. They're high up and arched up. And I don't know. Part of me learning to do this makeup is doing something with these eyebrows. And so I don't have the tools necessarily right now to block off my eyebrows and paint over them and then redraw. I can redraw, but I don't have the stuff to block them. So that would be something I'd also have to get. So, but for right now, just pretend that my eyebrows are high arched up like that. And so the rest of the makeup I can do. So, let's see. per the usual, we're gonna get started on the eyes. And actually, you know what? We're not gonna start the eyes first. We are going to actually do this the way that I have seen other people do this. Most of the time, I tend to do my makeup the way I want to do it, and that's that. But I have been paying attention in the last couple of days, and I'm looking in my kit to see where I need to start first. Um, I've noticed people doing their face. They do their face first, and so we're gonna do that also. So I'm gonna use my Elf. This is the Elf Hydrating Face Primer. We're gonna start with that first. 2 pumps. Like I say, we getting down to the. It's getting hard, boys. It's getting hard. Matter of fact, I have just run out. So I squeezed out the last little bit of this. It is done for. So we are done. So I will probably buy more of that. I love that primer. I love that face primer. It is fantastic. That's why you see I've run out of it so much. I really, really like that Elf hydrating face primer. It was very good. I will probably buy some next week when I get paid. And the thing about it is, as fantastic as it is for me, it is not super expensive, y'all. It's not. It is very, very reasonably priced. I got that from Walgreens, if I'm not mistaken, and it was not crazy expensive. So, yeah, I was very pleased with it once I started using it. I got into the groove of using face primer. It was my first face primer. So that's why I was like, oh, this is what face primer is supposed to do. This is why you use this. Yes, and it was fantastic. I was very pleased with the results. Very pleased. I got great results from it. So, yeah. I knew we were getting to the end of that face primer. That's why I was like, oh, we gotta be, conserve and ration this out a little bit. We gotta conserve it a little bit, because I don't want to run through it really fast, and I don't have anything else. Then I really would have to buy it. So, yeah, let's pour one out for our friend Elf Hydrating Face Primer. Used this so much that the back of this is all just messed up. But yeah, very pleased. Good product. I am going to try to do some more reviews and get some things going on the website, to get that going. I have one review up, and I keep saying, oh, I'm going to work on it, and then I don't. So, something else comes up. So, I'm reaching back here to get my cloth to wipe my hand. Get some of this excess off. Just trying to get as much of it together and rubbed together and on my face. And that's the thing I love about this. Now, y'all saw me fooling with that marshmallow, the NYX marshmallow. So we're going to have to use that in a couple of days. Keep using that up. But as you can see, this is a translucent. That is a translucent primer. So you can't even tell that I have primer on my face. Now, but with that NYX, it is so weird looking. Now, that is not to say that it's terrible in what it's doing, because once I get it on my face and I have weird thing, we're going to cover it with foundation and concealer and whatever else have you. And it works. It's fine. It actually works. It does a great job. My makeup lasts a long time. It grips it and keeps it in place. I have no problem with it. It's just, I don't like the feel of it once I put it on. It's a little tacky. And so, yeah, I'm a little on that. But, now that we got this primer on, we got it sitting on the face. And I have it all on my nose, and I got it around my mouth. We are ready to start doing face. So I'm trying to think, what do I want to use here? And I think I want to use, trying to think what foundation I want to use here. I think I want to use the L'Oreal Infallible today. Yesterday we did use the Juvia's Place, and I was very pleased with the outcome of that Juvia's Place. I really was. I really like that Juvia's Place. So I'm gonna use this L'Oreal Infallible. And get her on. All right. So this is the L'Oreal Infallible up to 32-hour fresh wear foundation in the shade 525, which is, I don't remember what that actual name is, but it's 525. They actually do have some, they have names. And so we're gonna put it on. I am using the new mirror. I can't really pick it up for you guys to see all that well, but see, this is the mirror. I actually have it on. I have it plugged up instead of using the batteries today. And so that's why I'm looking forward over here, and I'm looking down because I'm putting foundation on in this mirror. I'm using this mirror to do it. Once it is plugged up, it is very bright. I was very pleased with how bright it is once you have it plugged up. Because of course my batteries, like I said yesterday when I opened this up, the batteries are dying. So try to put some on. It's gonna get in my eyebrows, so I did pin my hair over here so that I don't get it in my hair. Try not to get it in my hair. I really like this 525 shade. I realized that the 525 was the best shade. And it is full coverage. I really don't need to use concealer with this. I've not really had to use concealer too much. Alright, so we got enough dots all on my face. Looking like I'm doing Face ID. Looks like I'm setting up Face ID. All of my sponges are dirty right now, so forgive me. They are all dirty. So I'm going to use a sponge. Like I say, it's dirty, but it'll work. It'll be all right. I really like how this matches my skin. It does not look crazy. It smells good. It actually smells very, very good. It is I really like this. The L'Oreal. I like the Infallible. I like the Infallible foundation. Now, I said it's full coverage and I don't need to use concealer. I might still use some concealer here, just a tad, to help it. But I really don't need a whole ton of concealer here. So, try to get this blended in around my mouth real quick. So today I also did I cut my husband's hair. And I learned how to fade. I actually learned how to fade his head. It has only taken me 5 years, but I have learned how to fade. I gave him a fade earlier and it turned out nicely. I figured out how to do it, and so the key here is remembering how to do it later on. When I go back and I do this again next month. He liked it. He was very pleased with his haircut. Didn't take long. We got up this morning and I did it before he went to work. So, he was very pleased with his haircut. And I also gave him a shave. He needed to be shaved. He was in dire need of a shaving. His beard had grown fully in, and like I said, we hadn't cut it in about 3 weeks, and so he had kind of a grizzly man beard going on there. My husband looks good with a beard and or clean shaven. He's handsome beau. He's a very handsome beau, and so he He looked really good once I got him cleaned up and got him shaved up and all. Um, I noted I had to shave the back of his neck. Like, I mean, beyond like a tape, a regular tape. I had to shave like on his shoulders back here. Well, you can't really see, but right here, I had to shave that because his hair grows all the way down the back of his neck and onto his shoulders. And so he has silver hair growing back there, and I was like, ooh, yeah, I'm gonna have to. I need to get the razor and do something with this because I tried using the clippers, the electric clippers, and that did not work. So yeah, but he got his face shaved up, and he was very very pleased with the end result. So all right, I have on my foundation. I am gonna use just a tad bit of concealer, just a tad, and and do a little concealing there. We are using, this is the Juvia's Place I Am Magic concealer in the shade J8. There is nothing on the front of this bottle anymore. That's how much I've used it and how long I've had it. So I'm gonna put a little bit here because it's a little lacking. As y'all can see, my sideburns have grown back. I just shaved them not that long ago. I shaved them again, and they grew back. I have massively fast growing hair and sideburns like a man. I also have hair above my lip here. My hair is starting to come in. I can see it right there. And I might actually just put some concealer there actually to cover it up. But I have hair above my lip already. But I am getting older, so there is that. Like I'm getting to the point where the estrogen production is fixing to slow down and or stop. So we're rapidly approaching menopause and perimenopause. So I am in my mid 40s now, so there is that. So I mean, I'm prepared for that, and I welcome it. Yeah, I know people are like, oh, but you don't want the hot flashes. I'm like, baby, I already have hot flashes. That's nothing new. I already have hot flashes. That is absolutely nothing new for me. I cannot wait. And I am in the club with the lady who is on Instagram that I follow. When she has created the We Do Not Care Club. I'm in the club. I'm a card carrying member of the We Do Not Care Club, and part of that is we do not care about the things that we used to be worried about pre hot flashes and all, because I have always had hot flashes. Like I had hot flashes as a teenager. So that should be a key clue there that I don't care about what is to come with regular hot flashes. I don't care. I'll take them. That is not that much of an inconvenience for me. It just means we are ready to go. So yeah, I am anticipating having hot flashes more so than I already am. All right, so as y'all can see, I got a little bit more. I got some concealer in here. It's a little shiny right here, but the shininess will come down once I hit it with the silky finishing powder anyway. So, yeah, I'm unconcerned about that shininess a whole bunch. And some of that is also lighting too. So there's that. All right, now that we have our foundation on, I'm ready to get these eyes done. All right, so I'm trying to think. She has very well defined, and y'all, when she cut her crease, you can tell the way they drew her. They cut the crease with black. Y'all know, as regular viewers of, I cut my crease with black also. I cut it unless I'm using a very specific color to cut, I will cut it with black. So we are also going to cut our crease with black. So we're going to do it with Mr. Soft Pencil here, Mr. Soft Pencil Jr. We're going to cut him. So, and actually before I do that, let me put my primer on. Let me put my eye primer on because I don't want to draw on top of unprimed skin. So we're going to use the e.l.f. I'm sorry, this is the NYX Professional Makeup. This is the Ultimate Shadow and Liner primer. I keep wanting to say e.l.f. because I actually don't have any e.l.f. I don't have e.l.f. primer for my eyes, and I know they make it, so I do not have any though. So, but I always want to swear it because I'm using that e.l.f. primer on my face that I got it for my eyes, and I don't. I'm like, girl, you ain't got both. So, husband said today that he was thinking about he wanted to go to Myrtle Beach for his birthday, which I'm cool with that. I'm all right with that. I got a little something in the corner of my eye here. I'm all right with that. I am definitely okay with that. But I'm like, guy, I got to save up the money for that now. Myrtle Beach ain't cheap. Even post, because his birthday is after Labor Day. So even post Labor Day, I mean, you got to have money. You're going to go bopping down the road to Myrtle Beach. So, yeah, he said, and I told him, I said, you're going to need to go probably the weekend. You need to decide the weekend before or the weekend after your birthday. And if I were you, I would pick the weekend after. I'm just telling you based on what I know, my schedule and what's going on. You need to pick one of them because, and actually preferably later in the month because, I am those facility visits that I was talking about in the previous episode that I have been doing the last couple of weeks, where I've been traveling and doing. We are wrapping those up, and we have a deadline to have these things done and issued. At least the first main period that we're working on, we got to have that done by the end of September. Like that need to be wrapped, and people need to be signing things, and we need to be packing it up and calling it a day on these by the end of September. So I mean, we have to. It's a legal thing. So that's why I'm like, you might wanna wait until the end of September because I might have to work those weekends. That is entirely possible. It might be all hands on deck. We gotta work. So I mentioned a little bit about it to him, but I didn't mention it entirely. So that's why I was like, yeah, we might need to have a discussion about that there, Bo. All right, now what we're gonna do, I'm gonna do my under eye because I've already done my primer. We're gonna do that under eye. And I'm going to use the NYX Epic Ink Liner pencil in black. Yeah, I was like, Bo. I said, I did mention that possibly that there might be a scheduling conflict with work. And this is not I can take time off and tell these people, no, I'm not working this weekend because I got something going on. No, this is you schedule whatever you got going on around work. So I am fully prepared to be working in September on these things at work. So, and he knows this. He knows that those things are due right about the end of the month. He knows that. So it's not like it's not like he does not know what I'm working on and that those things are going to be due at that time. He is aware of that. So yeah. So all right, eyes are drying. My eyes are almost dry. I can see it. It's still kind of white. Not quite translucent. So, now, because she wore purple, I have a purple. I'm leaning off camera to grab it. I have bought some purple. Y'all know this if you've watched the beauty haul. This is the Plum Season from ColourPop. I have this, and I have In a Trance, which also has some plum in it. I really like that one. This one up here, I've used it before. This is a matte, which is fine. If we want to go the matte route and then do something on top, I like the In a Trance, and I do like the Plum Season. I did use Plum Season. Now we also have this one. This is the NYX Ultimate Glow Shots in the shade Feeling Grape. Okay, so that is an option for purple. I have a lot of purple makeup, just in case y'all ain't quite realized. I'm leaning off again because I'm trying to find it. There is the Juvia's Place. I do have the Juvia's Place, the Violets palette. Like I say, the Violets palette, that's got something weird going on with this palette. But it is also an option. It can be made to work the way we need it to. And I have another one. Now, there's some in some of the other ones, like the Garden of Juvia. There's a purple in there. I'm trying to see. What is the other one? I know I have other ones that have purple in it too. But we also have the Shadow Stick. The Shadow Stick, Hey Bestie. This is the one that I used previously when I did this makeup. And so this is also a potential. This is a potential. And this may be the one that I go with. And I do have some purple pencils that I can use to fill in if I need to. Where there may be some gaps here. So, I used Plum Season the other day. I think I might use In a Trance. I might mix and match the Violets palette with the In a Trance palette. But Plum Season, I used Iconic Behavior the other day, and I really liked how that turned out. I thought that was sensational. Miami Vibes, I kind of like that one too. And Iconic Behavior, the one I used the other day, is falling out of this palette. If you can hear it, you can hear it. So Out Late is the matte in this one, and I think I might use this. I might. So we'll see. So I don't know. We're gonna keep this on standby. Hey Bestie, this is Hey Bestie Metallic in the ColourPop Shadow Stick. We're gonna keep this off to the side on standby just in case. And we're going to use let's use Plum. We'll use the Plum. Actually, yeah, we'll mix and match with the Juvia's Place and the ColourPop. We're gonna mix and match with the Violets and the In a Trance palette. So let me I gotta get a tool, and like my nose itches once I put this on. That is when my skin starts itching. I'm not allergic. I know that is not a thing. I am not allergic. I'm fine. It's just that my skin, my skin itches regardless, and it's just itching because I've been putting something on it. It's being weird. So, all right. So my eyes are actually dry, and we are ready to ready to draw with Mr. Soft Pencil Jr. So I'm trying not to bend down too far off camera, but I'm going to draw. I cut my crease with the black. Okay, so that's one eye done. Okay. And then we're going to cut the other side. Let's do this. We'll try from this end across. This ain't the BFF cream gel liner, so you ain't going to get necessarily a smooth application like you would with that. But that's good, and that's good enough. Alright, eyes are done with that part. Now, I may need to do some cleanup. Come back and do cleanup. We'll see. If I have to, I have to. Alright, so to start with, let's do the base. We're going to start the base with the Violets by Juvia's Place. Now, as I have said before, this one right here is the weird one that does not want to pick up on your tool, your brush, whatever. It does not like picking up, even though it's a purple you would want to use. It don't like picking up. But the other ones I don't have any problems with. So this one is a deep purple. This one is fine. I very barely used it. I've used this one up here, and this one is fine. It's this one. This one is the problematic one. So we're going to use this as the base. We're using this one as the matte base. And I'm trying to pick it up real well. I never get it on the bottom of my tool. All right, and let's put her on. So as you can see that's a very, very light color. It's a very light color violet, but it's on. I can see it as I'm putting it on, so I know it's there. Now, Jessica Rabbit did not necessarily have sparkles on her eyes. She did not have sparkly makeup on, but she had very, very well defined purple. You knew her eyeshadow was purple. One of the things I liked about the character is that she's uncredited, voiced by Kathleen Turner, who has one of the most beautiful speaking voices. It's a very husky. I've always loved her voice. Loved how she sounded. And so I've and I like Kathleen Turner. She's a very interesting lady. Very interesting lady. Oh, see how that shows up now? That actually shows up, so you can see it. So we're gonna go do it on the other eye. So this is going much faster than I thought. Than I thought it would. It helps that I get my face done first. So that is one of the things I learned about doing my face first. Doing whatever I'm gonna do with like foundation or whatever first. Everything else tends to go a little bit faster. All right. Okay. All right, the eyes are done. See if I can get across the bottom. I feel like I don't have enough across that bottom part. This magnification helps too. It greatly helps. Okay, so that's done. Now, I don't want to necessarily put a whole ton of sparkle to it. I don't want to put a ton of sparkle to it. So I'm thinking about what I want to do here with this. How much of this do I really want to put on here? Because the purple itself stands on its own. The purple could be by itself if I really wanted it to be. So let's see. I'm gonna take some of this little lilac here and see what happens if I put a little bit on. Oh, the lilac is That lilac is kind of overpowering it a little bit. But that's not a problem. Because once I blend it in, it's fine. Okay. See, y'all can't really tell that I put anything on. Not really. I mean, it's down here at the bottom across the lash line. But it's not really acting up too much. Once I blend it in, it's fine. You can't even really tell. If I just did a swipe, you would be able to see it, but I didn't want to do just a swipe. I wanted to blend that in. And I did. And that lightens it up. Okay. All right. So, yeah, that's fine. I really like that. I like how that turned out. And actually, the Violets palette should not be over there. That should be ColourPop. And this should be back here. All right. So, now that we've done that, let's focus on these eyelashes. Okay. So, I think we're going to do the Sky High tinted primer, but we're going to use the Sephora brand Sky High. That Size Up by Sephora. So this is the Sky High by Maybelline Lash Sensational tinted primer in black. See if I can pull my eye up. It helps if I can grab my eye so I can do this and put this on. Alright. Got this eye done. Almost finished. So I'm trying to get these lashes and get them. Spread them out a little bit. If they're spread out, you can see them. So yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do. That's the next upcoming event is husband's birthday, so we'll see. That's next month. He's a September baby, so we'll see what we can do for his birthday. I'm getting ready to order his gifts. Hopefully he is not watching this episode, because I'm not telling you what I'm getting you. I will say that I am eyeing a couple of things, stuff he likes that I know that he likes, and take him out for seafood, I suppose. Since if he wants to go to Myrtle Beach is the beach, so you can get you a fresh catch, get you a nice fresh catch dinner. So should be an overabundance of seafood places for him to be able to go and pick from. So we'll start looking and see what kind of places he'd want to go for the dinner, for his birthday dinner. I was surprised. I thought he was going to be like, oh, we can stay home and go to Chip and Chop House. And I was like, okay, that's what you want to do. But my husband is a seafood eater, and like I said, I previously said, I am not. So, if we go somewhere for his birthday dinner, he picks what he wants. So, I do not pick for him. And he does not pick for mine. So, if that's what he wants for his birthday, that is what he will have. I will take him someplace for seafood, even if I don't eat it. I can always find something to eat while I'm there. Always. Never going to be a problem. So, all right. So we're going to use, this is the Sephora brand Size Up. because I want big lashes, and I get them with this. So it's time for me to really buy some more. I really like this Sephora brand. We're going to start on this eye, since we started on the other one with the primer, the mascara primer. Okay. I really like this one. I just happened to be, my first time in Sephora, I went in there and I saw this and I was like, oh, let me see if I can get this. I want some big old false lashes. And I picked this. It was this or something else in that same line. And I was like, I'm going to try this and see if I can, you know, get me something that I like, and see if I can achieve that effect with it. And I did. So I've come to very much like this. If I'm going for a dramatic false lash and I don't want to necessarily use Essence that day, sometimes I like to switch it up. And don't get me wrong, Essence is great. Y'all know that. But sometimes I like to switch it up. I like having options for my products, is my point. That's why I have so many different brands of foundation now that I've, learned how to do foundation and use it correctly. I have a lot of different options for foundation. Same thing with mascara. All right. Ooh, those eyes are popping. This eye is a little stubby right now, and I'm not sure what's going on. It's a little stubby. Okay. My neighbor must be home. My neighbor just locked her car, and I heard it, and I was like, "Oh, my neighbor must be home." That goes back there. All right, so eyes are done. We'll let them dry. So yeah, we got Jessica Rabbit eyes going on here. The eye makeup turned out very well. The face makeup did too. So I'm pleased with that. All right, now the lips. We can do these lips. Actually, let's go ahead and do setting. This is the Juvia's Place I Am Magic Silky Finishing Powder. We're going to set down this face. Pretty sure I got some already out. I do, but I want a little bit more. I really, really like this powder. I like that silky finishing powder. It is fantastic. It is very, very, very good. And I like how it makes my face look. Once I do the once I mattify it down. All right, and I'm gonna use our disposable ones. These are the ones I got from Marshall's. And I feel like they're disposable. I mean, I guess I could wash them, and I did wash my first one that I used, but I get the feeling that they are disposable, I think. All right, so what we're doing is taking this, trying not to get it on my dress. That's why I'm leaning over here to do all of this. So we're going to take this, get it on the puff, pick it up on the puff, take my hand, prime it in the palm of my hand, and then start setting down. So, I am going to be working tomorrow afternoon. Like I say, normally I don't work on the weekends if I don't have to. But we are at crunch time, and so I need to get things reviewed for my staff and give somebody feedback sooner rather than later. to get things done and finished. So, but we're almost there. We're in the final stages of everything, because generally the tour is when we go in tour facilities, the tour is like the last thing, among the last things we do. And get done. It is one of the last things. Now, some folks like to do the tours a little bit earlier, but it can be, it generally is the last thing that you do. So, I've done plenty of facility tours in the 4 years that I've been with my job where we would need to do that. I did my first one in December of 2021, and when I was just an associate, and now I'm leading them. 4 years later, I am leading it when we are out on site, which it's kind of scary at first, because you're like, I'm talking to people about stuff that I kind of sort of know what I'm talking about. But my managers have been there, and they have been excellent in guiding me when if they ask me something that I may not necessarily know the answer to, they will step in and, yes, this is what we actually are needing. If you could provide this for us. But for the most part, though, and I like that they're there as a safety net. I'm like, please and thank you. Please be a safety net here, just in case they ask me something I am not prepared to answer, because I don't know. I literally have never done it before enough to know. So I'm very, very pleased that they are there to help, and they are super helpful and patient with me. But yes, I've led two of the 3 tours. And Big Boss Man was like, I'm sorry I took over. I'm like, no, absolutely not, sir. You do not apologize for that. You, sir, have 27 years of experience. I have less than 6 months. No, sir. I step out of the way when you ask me to do so, and you take the lead, because you know what you are going to ask these people. You know what we need, and you know how to get it quickly. My job is to step aside when you say, perhaps I can be of assistance. I step to the side, I start taking notes, and I need to be listening while you're talking. That is what I do in my role as Kohai, learning how to senpai. Okay, Kohai the junior man got to learn how to be the senior man. So the junior man pays attention when the senior man talking. Oh, and as y'all can see, I'm finished with the silky finishing powder. Junior man Kohai, y'all need to have watched Rising Sun with Sean Connery and Wesley Snipes and Cary Hiroyuki Tagawa. He explained the concept. The junior man is the Kohai. Senior man is senpai. Kohai stands off to the side. Kohai got to go in there and be the boss man. But senpai gonna be standing in the back watching to see what Kohai is doing. Kohai has to lead it. Okay. Now, while Kohai is leading, if at any point he got to step in, senpai will step in and say, perhaps I can be of assistance. And then he steps in, and then they know he's the senior man. So Kohai steps to the side. Kohai hush. Okay, I learned that when I read that book. I was in middle school. Listen, listen. I apply that on my job right now. So yeah, I'm the junior man there. I'm the very junior man. So I hush and I listen when Kohai is talking. When senpai is talking, Kohai is hush. So he understood what I was saying. I was like, no sir, absolutely not. I am not going to be talking while you are doing. So what we are doing now we're working on lips. This is Mr. Soft Pencil, Senior. I always get a wobbly ass line. Yo, this line just wobbly on my lip. It's lined, but it's wobbly. It's so wobbly. But what we want, I want soft pencil. I don't want a hard line. Okay. And there we are. You see, that's a very soft line. All right. Last part, lipstick. So what we're going to do, I want a red. So knowing this, and I'm not going to go anywhere. Once I put this on, I might have this on for maybe another hour or two, maybe. And then I'm going to take this off. But take some pictures and then I'm going to take it off. But I'm going to use this Fenty red because it is a gorgeous, stunning red. And then I'm actually going to go over it maybe with some of the Sephora red. Because this, my friends, is a paste. Now, it is stunning. It is pillowy soft. But ladies and gentlemen, this is not transfer proof. And this is the red that I need. It is absolutely stunning red. Fenty Beauty, y'all out here doing the damn thing. The problem is, y'all, stuff ain't transfer proof. It's not transfer proof. And it drives me crazy because it's not transfer proof. But I got that for $8, so I'm finna shut the hell up. Okay? Let's be real. I'm finna shut the hell up. But y'all see that this red is what we want. This is a stunning siren red. So I'm also going to put on top of this some of this Sephora red. In a desperate red to get it to dry down. Okay. So we're going to let that dry. Hopefully this will dry down. So, yes. So, I am finished. I had to kind of pause my recording a little bit because my husband called as I was recording. But I am finished. I have locked it down a little bit with that Sephora red. Like I say, right now my lips are absolutely pillowy soft. They are soft. And they are soft with the Sephora. But I noticed that they are extremely soft even with that Fenty. So I'm gonna fix my liner a little bit because my liner is kind of screwed up a little bit. Okay. So Jessica Rabbit is kind of the reason why I do my liner the way I do it, uh, and the way I cut my crease. I tend to like my style of makeup to be 40s, 50s siren, bombshell, Hollywood bombshell siren look. Uh, and some days I succeed, some days I don't. But the key is I feel pretty in it, and that's all that matters. So, and I had someone tell me they were like, "Oh, I don't really like." I'm like, "Okay, but I'm not married to you." And my husband loves it. My husband will come in here when he gets home because he is on the way home. That's what he was calling me for while I was pausing my video. When he gets home, he will come home and tell me if he sees me with my face all done up. He's like, "You're so pretty. I like your makeup." He's like, "Bear, you're a pretty bear," and I'm like, "Why? Thank you." So yeah, if there's any other human being I'm doing this for on the face of this earth, it would be my husband, and my husband gonna tell me I'm pretty regardless, so I'm not concerned. Um, but I guess some folks feel they have to tell you how they feel about something, and I'm like, but you didn't really need to. You didn't. I mean, if you be my guest. Okay, good for you. So, we're going to use the Stay All Night Microfine Setting Mist by e.l.f. to further set this face, hopefully set these lips. I know that seems like excess, but sometimes, y'all, I swear I do not get it on my face enough. And I'm like, I know, with Mr. Sweetful, I was like, I know I sprayed the hell out of my face, y'all. Like, I know I did. So yeah, that's why I feel like it's a bit of overkill, but it's not really. And it does dry pretty fast, so there's that. But yes, I'm almost done here. But yeah, it's taking me about an hour to do this, from start to finish. My face is almost dry. Mr. Sweetful gets the job done. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. He get that job done real quick. Face be dry real fast. This was a very good buy, and I highly suggest it if you are doing face work, you are doing something where you need to set, and you are using setting spray. Now, if you're just using powder, no, you don't really need a fan. But if you're doing something if you're setting your face with something wet, you need something like this to dry. And yes, I will be one day getting that Nimya fan. I will. I do want to support Nikki Tutorials, so Miss Nikki DeYager, I would like to I'd like to support. So I will be getting one at some point. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, that is the completed look. So let's take this hair down so y'all can see the final full effect. of the Jessica Rabbit attempt here. So I'm taking these pins out because I pinned up my side of my hair, because if I don't, this will get down in my face. So I'm trying to think, is that all my pins? It is. And yay, my husband's here. All right, so taking the hair down. And there she is. God dang it. I did a great job. Look at that. So now, most of the movie, she has her hair like this, covering one eye. But yes. And you see her with her face drawn like this. And it's generally like the curls kind of, as my hair is shedding a little bit. It's just, this wig is shedding just a tad bit. It's not an overly amount of shedding, but it's enough. It's enough to get on my nerves. But anyway, yes, this is what it looked like. This is a very close attempt. So my lips are very soft. I'm very pleased with that. Get some of the hair, because she had her hair in a face like this most of the time. And when she's performing, why don't you do right? So, and then see, these are the earrings. Now, yes, we kind of do need a red wig, red hair wig, but the black does the job also too. So see if we can do our best Jessica Rabbit pose. So and then she says, "I'm not bad. I'm just drawn that way." And I'm like, oh. Ooh, when I was younger, I was like, ma'am. Ma'am. So, yes. Okay. So, I really like how this turned out. I'm very pleased with how this turned out. Probably gonna take a few little pictures before I take this off. I wipe it down and take her off and go to bed. And I probably won't wear makeup tomorrow. I'm not gonna do makeup tomorrow. I'm going to let my skin rest. I'm going to do some I'm gonna do a deep scrub on my skin because I have worn it and I need to do a deep scrub. I need to do a deep scrub every couple of days or so. And it's time to do another one. I did it sometime earlier in the week, probably like Wednesday. I want to say it was Wednesday is when I did it. So yes, it's time to do it again. And I'm going to be using some moisturizer. Now I did put some moisturizer. I used some of that Neutrogena Hydro Boost water cream on my husband's face earlier today when I shaved him. So we'll see how his skin. I think his skin will be fine. He's not, because I've used a little bit before to test to make sure he didn't have an allergic reaction, and it seemed to be fine. So we're gonna test it. We tested it earlier, so I'm gonna do and see what his skin looks like tomorrow. After it's had some time to be on the skin and sit there, so we'll see. So ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you. This has been a beautiful test run. I think this will be the way we do this if we do Jessica Rabbit for Halloween. I think this is what we're going to do because the makeup turned out fantastic, and I mean, it looks good. Now we will do it correctly where we block these brows and do it all the way up, but I am gonna do it and do it right. But this is a very nice, admirable attempt. I really like this. That Fenty Red is indeed the way to go. And I really, really, really like it. And I think we did a great job. I think we did a great job. I love how my face turned out too, with that foundation. I think that turned out really well. So I want to thank you guys for watching. I will be back later, probably later in the week when I do a I may do a breakdown some point during the week. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. But I will be back in a little bit. If not for a breakdown, I will be doing a beauty haul because I plan to go next weekend and get some things for husband for his skincare and pick up a few little things for myself. They have a Neutrogena. Ulta has a Neutrogena sale going for everything is 25% off. So I'm definitely trying to go and do something with that and see if we can't get a few things. So I'll be back later with something. It'll be something makeup related. So I want to thank you guys for watching. Come back and see more of our videos later, our main series, our beauty haul, and our breakdown. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later. Peace.